Now, the country has suffered some serious load shedding in the past few days, moving from stage 2 right up to stage 4 on Wednesday evening. Eskom suspended its planned power outages last night at 8 p.m. To look at the impact of power cuts on business, we're joined now by Kganki Matabane from the Black Business Council. Kganki, thank you very much for your time. From the outside looking in, as ordinary citizens, we might just assume that there has been some sort of an impact on business with these power cuts, but we cannot really quantify it or state to what extent. How big of an impact has the power cuts had on business?
Good afternoon, Fundo and the viewers. Remember, it has been a very painful 18 years of blackouts, or what is called load shedding. And to be honest with you, there's no light at the end of the tunnel. Sorry. So it looks like the load shedding will be with us for a very, 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 very long time. And the impact is extremely serious. Part of the economic recovery was to stabilize the Eskom and the power supply, so that we can allow businesses to actually recover. And then most of the businesses are still trying to recover now from COVID-19 impact. And all of a sudden, we have this unpredictable load shedding. We all know that load shedding will happen, but it becomes very, very serious when it becomes unpredictable. You wake up, it's level 2, you go to bed, it's level 4. You can't even plan as business properly on how you need to run your own business, because if you've got manufacturing, you have to try and see how the plants can be synchronized to accommodate a load shedding. But if it's just unpredictable like it has been, the costs are very, very, very high. And then it costs almost 900 million per day for businesses, this load shedding that we have. So you can do the math if you multiply by the number of days that we had load shedding. So the cost on business is very, very huge.
No, Kganki, it's very disturbing. But what do you make of the COO attributing this to a certain extent to negligence? Because there was talk even on social media where some were saying perhaps sabotage, but they said, no, it's not sabotage ahead of the elections. We are thinking it's negligence. What do you make of that type of a statement?
If you run a business and you suspect there's negligence, or you know there's negligence, you need to deal with the people who are supposed to be doing their job who are not doing their job. So it's the responsibility then of the COO to deal with those people and following labor relations and manage them out of the system, because as a country we cannot afford to have our most important power utility company being sabotaged that way. So if the COO is not taking accountability and taking action, so the CEO must also then take action on the COO, because that's how it works. So it's not reassuring for Eskom to come and say there's negligence without telling us that they have taken action against those people who are responsible for them, because that's how business is supposed to work.
Mm-hmm. Now, as a council, have you attempted to speak to Eskom on this matter and how it significantly impacts business?
Yeah, we do have quarterly meetings with Eskom. In the next meeting that we're going to have with the CEO of Eskom and the executive, we will sharply raise this issue. And then what we need from Eskom is that we need a plan that will give assurance that even if, for example, it's going to take 5 years, but the plan should give us an assurance that after 5 years we'll have no load shedding. You remember there was a plan in 2019 that was announced by Eskom that said load shedding will take 10 to 12 months. And that was in 2019. We're now sitting in 2021. And we had the most severe load shedding that we've ever had. The load shedding that we had this year already surpasses all the other load shedding that we ever had in the previous year. So it shows that the system is not stabilizing. The problem is not being solved, and that creates uncertainty from a country point of view. If you want to invest in South Africa and you are not sure whether there's power or no power, it creates policy uncertainty to the country.
And then in terms of FDI, are you hearing anything of foreign direct investment perhaps pulling out of the country given what has been happening in this uncertainty?
So far, there haven't been any, but we're waiting for the rating agencies. Very soon they're going to give their own rating, and we're running a very, very high risk that rating agencies are going to downgrade us based on unavailability of power. It is very, very important that we should stabilize Eskom. Otherwise, we must forget about the economic recovery.
No, Kganki, thank you very much. I would have loved to ask you about Sipho Pitjane as the council where you stand, but another time, thank you very much for your time. That's Kganki Matabane from the Black Business Council talking to us on the impact that the current blackouts have had on business. Now,